Shalom, shalom, shalom. Mr. Brother Muad coming to you again on the highway and byway. Bringing out this gospel is true. The edify the hopefully left with the Asherala, Israel, so-called blacks and Americans and Latinos. And also the 1 to 2/3 of our people. That the Lord is going to bring judgment on Great Babylon America. And they must repent. But most of all, it is a pleasure to always let Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, know that the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, is going to destroy his wicked kingdom real soon and set up righteousness. Before we get started, let's turn to peace, give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Flash. Double honors and teachers, others, and cause of great milestone, likewise, brothers, brothers, true. Thank you for listening to the sheep and brothers and sisters of the Shalom. All right, we have mockers and scorners and unbelievers, and that's okay. Okay? It doesn't prevent the man of the Lord from doing the work. This is the book of Proverbs 21, starting verse 11, and it reads, when the scorner is punished, the simple is made wise, and when the wise is instructed, he receiveth knowledge. So it's going to be a point in time, and we've already seen examples of this, okay, where these scorners have been jailed. You know, they've been proven to be hypocrites. You know, speaking against, for example, about the dealing with, the virgin bride, okay, who in this society they will consider them to be, teens or whatever the case is like that. Yet still, yes, scorners got caught doing exactly just that in this particular time and were jailed. A lot of scorners that are walking into the camps, they don't believe in MOTB, which is the mark of the beast, the Alpha, they believe it's some type of, mental type issue or mental state that you're in. Okay, they don't believe that the so-called white man, the Edomites, they don't believe that the so-called white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of, because Christianity has taught them that the devil is someone that you see in the afterlife, okay, who has 2 horns and a tail and will burn you forever and ever and ever. So Esau is pushing very hard out there to have, Jake's them come up against this truth, this gospel. But see, when the wise is instructed, when the wise is getting this truth and this gospel, you want more and more and more of it. So those of us who have been awakened to this truth and awakened to know who the true living power is, which is Yahweh Shema Shai, okay, it's almost like you want to absorb more and more and more and more and more, because it's the best thing that we've heard in our entire life. It says, the righteous man wisely considereth the house of the wicked, but power overthroweth the wicked for their wickedness. And we do consider the house of the wicked. Now, when I'm going to go into some of the dietary laws and also the other laws concerning morality or sexuality. Okay, because you hear some of these camps, they talk about law. They don't focus on the word, they don't focus on the faith. Okay, it's all about if we follow these things. Now, they're doing anything but following these laws. Anything about it. We can't possibly follow all the laws, okay, in the scriptures in captivity here in Great Babylon, America. But let's talk about these. Let's talk about some of these things, because when you look at Esau right now is not listening to Jakes that right now are in dire straits. You see an economy that's falling. You see people, looking for answers, looking for some kind of cure to their misery, but they're not looking towards the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai. They're looking towards man, which there's no help in man. Okay, it says, whoso stoppeth his ears at the cry of the poor, he also shall cry himself, but shall not be heard. There's going to come a point in time where these Edomites, well, you're hearing them cry right now. What is happening? We're making videos and mocking them. We're taking the clips that they put on TikTok and YouTube and using as example to prove that Deuteronomy 30:7 is accurate, that the curses will fall on our oppressor, on our enemies. These people are our enemies. You don't make the mistake, Jake, in the thinking, okay, that some way, somehow, because they bump this with you or maybe have you sit at a table with them, that they think of anything more than you just being some pest or some pet to them, okay? And these people are trying to show the true colors right now, okay? Esau is not hearing the cries of the poor. He has never heard it. You've had the marches from since the 60s about equal right, okay, fair treatment. And this is 2024, and they still have not been able to make any progress in that. Why? Because it was never meant to be. This place is a punishment for us. And when you learn to accept the fact that this is a punishment for us, it's going to be so much easier for you. You know, like roughly paraphrasing says, and the truth shall set you free. See, we are free. What you're looking at right now is a free man. I am a free man. So are the elders. So are the other brothers who are right now the Aquats and the Akyam, okay, that are abiding in this truth. We are free people. Understand that this place, Great Babylon, America, is a place, okay, meant for us to pay the price for all of our iniquities against the Lord. That's on the First Peter 4, and starting with verse 15. First Peter 4, starting with verse 15. Because you have to consider this: house of Judah, house of Israel, northern and southern kingdom, you so-called blacks and the Americans and Latinos. You have to consider certain things here when we tell you about the devil, Esau, the Edomite, the so-called white man. Okay? This is 1 Peter 4, verse 15, and it reads, "But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or as a busybody in other man's matters. Yet, if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify power on this behalf." It is righteous for us to suffer as a Christian, okay, or suffer in righteousness. Meaning what? Okay, is there going to come a time where they're going to be oppressing? Do people like to see, you know, men like us on the highway and the byway talking about the market beast, you know, not to indulge in all the wickedness of Great Babylon in America? No, this is not fruitful to them. Because for them, what they consider to be fruitful, okay, is to have, you know, an inch of money in their hand, you know, some food, and, you know, being accepted by everybody in this world. So you got people that have that weakness of constant, I need love, and they want love, and you know what they say, you know, you're looking for love in all the wrong places. Well, Great Babylon, America is the wrong place to look for love. Okay? This place is the wrong place to look for love, because in order for you to be loved by people here, you would actually have to be a part of this society. Okay, so if you're not part of the society, you're not going to get that kind of love. And to be quite frank with you, brothers and sisters, we're not looking for any love from these people out there. Care less. Okay? Because what really is going to really be the highlight of this ministry is once the famine of the word comes, and these people are really looking for answers, and the devil brings out his wrath just how he promised that he will do. Because why? He knows he has but a short time. Let's continue on here. And it says, "Yet if any man suffer as a Christian, let him not be ashamed, but let him glorify power on this behalf. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of power, and if it first begins at us, will show the end of them be that obey not the gospel of Hamashiach." Hey, you know what? They obey the gospel of power. So judgment is going to start at the house of Israel. So when all hell breaks loose out here, you know, when the martial law comes, okay, and you know, for example, you get a place like El Paso, and if you look at the map, and I'm, Lord willing, I'm gonna go do that lesson that I've been meaning to do, okay, about this place, surrounded by all of these little hick towns, these little hillbilly towns, okay. Now you have an 85% population of Latinos out here, okay, and they're looking at the Latinos that are crossing the border. Now these aren't your everyday Latinos looking at their day jobs or looking for work or citizenship. These are your hardcore criminals that have been let out of those Venezuelan prisons, okay? You know, let out of those Honduras prisons, you know, those Central America and South America prisons. Come over here to wreak havoc. And at the end of the day, they look like the doggone Latinos and Hispanics over here. So when they commit any of those type of heinous crimes, so to speak, they're going to look at every Hispanic and every Latino as a threat. That is what's going to happen. Nobody can tell Hector, American citizen from Hector, coming from Central America, who's going into burglarized house and executing families. They can't tell, nor do they want to. But right now, you people are in the history, you got your history. If I was to drive around El Paso, you see the really nice houses out here. You know, these Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters out here, they're living pretty good, you know, in particular parts of El Paso. But that is about to end, and they don't understand. There's a crisis that's going to be coming, okay? but they don't want to hear this word. Why they don't want to hear this word? Every Sunday they see brothers like myself, dark-skinned brothers that come out here in the east part of El Paso and out in the west part of El Paso to give this warning, okay? And we're not exactly what we're not desirable to be quite frank with you. And this is the way it is, okay? The one that they want to hear the message from. Parking lot right there available for them to pull up and ask questions and see the signs, okay? I'm not hiding my face. I'm standing here boldly looking at them as they drive by in their metal coffin and letting them know that, hey, you know what? The Lord Yahweh Shemashah is going to bring judgment to y'all. You doggone Hispanics and Latinos are a target. And the Lord is going to bring that. He said the judgment starts at the house. Okay, his people, which is the so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and Lord in the southern kingdom. Okay? But if you're living large here in Great Babylon, America, why would you heed that warning? So imagine what is going to take place with them. Because the Lord is also going to judge. All of us are going to get judged. We're all going to be brought to that fire. Except 2/3 is going to get put to death in the most horrific ways, okay, on this earth. The sword, the famine, the pestilence. Right now, you see they're talking about another lockdown, okay? We saw what happened with that first lockdown, how many businesses, you know, local businesses or family businesses just disappeared. Corporations disappeared, okay? This next lockdown was promised by Bill Gates, okay, and his husband, Melinda Gates. They say it's going to get everyone's attention because this time around, instead of faking that thousands died, you know, and doing the simulation, they're going to actually execute people for real. They're going to destroy a lot of people, especially the fact that a lot of the people that are going to fall victim to the sickness, okay, are those that took the jump juice. Those that had no faith in El Mashiach or his father, the Yahweh. Those who did not heed the warning of the prophets. Okay? Those who have fear of man more than fear of Yahweh, who took that. You are now, okay, you have that venom juice inside of you, and that's going to be activated. It's going to come the time he told you so, and there's not going to be any type of pity that's going to come from any of us. I can speak for myself personally, okay? Just don't come near me, okay? Let's go into the book of Deuteronomy 32 and verse 39. This is very important. Okay, Jake, this is very important. Okay, very important. And you see, you got these people, they drive around in nice cars. You know, they have the windows screwed up. You know, when they get to the corner right here, make sure they're looking the other way. Because see, they understand up here, this means that you would have to be responsible. This means that you would have to make changes. And this is something that Jake don't want to do. But there's going to come a time when many of them are going to be driving around here, circling around on this road, okay, looking for righteous counsel. Looking for righteous counsel. Because all the BS out there that you're hearing like that, oh, it's going to be okay, it's not going to be comforting at all. This is Deuteronomy 32 and verse 39. Because who can stop the Lord Yahweh Shimei Shai? Because we're going to get into those dietary laws and those morality laws of what Esau is pushing. And it says, see now that I, even I, am he, and there's no God with me. I kill, I make alive, I wound and heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. So the Lord is making it very clear. There are a lot of gods and there are a lot of lords, but there's none like the Most High Yahweh Shemai Shai. There's no one that can deliver out of his hands. So if he says he's going to put 2/3 down, 2/3 is going to go down. The goal is, and our hope is, we're not part of that number. That's basically it. Okay? We're not part of that number, but he's going to put 2/3 down. He said he's going to put Esau down. Okay? He's going to put Esau down. He's going to make Moab, which is these so-called Chinese, suffer in the end of days. You see havoc and all kinds of issues going on right now in China. Now, of course, they suppress, you know, the truth because it's China. Okay, but there are, you know, images and videos and footage leaking out of China right now. They have a horrible economy because people are not purchasing any type of products right now because most of them, a lot of people get laid off. You have Intel saying they get laid off. 15,000. Yeah, and IBM today can lay off, tens of thousands. This AI technology that can write code and do a lot of the problem solving that, somebody would spend 4 or 5 years and maybe another 10 years and actually building that skill set, they become now useless. They're damn useless right now because you got a computer system that can actually now write it up and like literally write something that would take an employee, weeks to do. They can write it. The computer system will write it up in a matter of minutes. So people are now becoming useless. So right now, what you're seeing right now is a lot of very so-called smart people are finding themselves jobless, and they're broke, naturally broke. Okay, because a society that thrives on you being constantly in debt. Okay, people are ill prepared. They're ill prepared. They believe that Great Babylon in America is going to continue to go on forever because why? Hey, you've gone through economy after economy that's always been bad, and the only people that really have suffered through bad economies have been the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, and particularly the so-called blacks. Okay, and you so-called black women, okay, y'all got a rude awakening coming for you because see, right now Esau is getting to that point where he doesn't need you anymore. Your usability has been expired, which means that most of you are going to get canceled out of your job, and you're not going to be able to maintain that weave and those long fingers and all that other waxing, that them $1,000 Brazilian waxes that y'all get, rather than putting that money there on the side to go buy some food, extra foods and shit like that. Okay, it's going to come from there, and you're going to get a rude awakening. Here's the deal: the majority of you are very unattractive to the point where nobody wants you. Certainly not the man of the Lord. I can speak for myself. I don't want any. I don't want you. Okay? Most of you are very unattractive, extremely hostile, okay, arrogant, you're obese, nasty, and filthy. And you're gonna suffer. And I'm gonna laugh. I'm just speaking from the heart. And I tell you that. I have no love for you. Yuakiam, Yuakos, Salakia, Yuakos, that in the truth, hey, the Lord is gonna take care of you. Okay? The Lord is gonna take care of you. So it doesn't really apply to you. Okay, but it applies to those that are out there in the world. And this is the book of Malachi 1. And verse 4 says, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build in desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Shemashai, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the Lord of wickedness. And the people against whom the Lord Yahweh Shemashai had a nation for forever. So this place, Esau the Edomite, the so-called white man, is, starting with Amalek, is the border of wickedness. Look what's going on. Look what's going on in the so-called Holy Land. That place is anything but holy. The state of Israel is anything but holy. Okay? These doggone kikes have done nothing but doggone ruin that place. It is the Mecca of sodomy parade. Okay? Displaying sodomy. That abomination the Lord despises. So do we. Okay? Every form of wickedness and crap that you can think of, okay, is going on in the so-called Holy Land. Okay, so that land is not holy, it is defiled, and just so you doggone kikes know, the Lord is going to burn that place with nuclear fire. It has to be cleansed. All of you are going to become a heap of dust, which the wind is going to blow away to fertilize the land. Okay, so when we step over there, okay, and we bring our slaves over there, which can be all the rest of you doggone, individual tribes, okay, are going to have your part in slavery, okay, to rebuild. Okay, New Jerusalem. That's going to be your contribution in this life. You're all going to die over there. That is a fact. The Lord already made it very clear. Okay, but let's go into some of the things that Esau, the impact of Esau's rulership, the so-called white man's rulership, okay, on earth, and especially the Hebrew Israelites. Now, I have a sign up here. Okay, many signs. It's very difficult to put the signs on when it's windy, and unlike last year, it's much more windy than usual. But we know right now judgments are coming on this earth, so you can have better pattern such that's a little bit different. Okay, it is a sign that the Lord is visiting this place. Let's go to Leviticus 20. Let's start on verse 10. Book of Leviticus 20, I think it's verse 10 reads, let's talk about adultery first. It says, and the man that committed adultery with another man's wife, even he that committed adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and adulteress shall surely be put to death. You can't watch any movies or any TV shows where there isn't either adultery being displayed blatantly or there's a hint towards adultery. And what they like to tell you is, oh, he's jealous or he's insecure. You know, you get men that wants to hug up on your wife, you know, when they meet and all the other different stuff, and, you know, get a touch, get the free touches and shit. And this is what American society teaches you, okay? This is what American society is ingrained into the heads of everybody to commit adultery. It says, continue on, it says, and the man that laid with his father's wife had uncovered his father's nakedness. Both of them should surely be put to death. The blood should be upon them. We got that going on right now. Believe it or not, you actually have incest, what they call incest. You have men that are laying with their father's wife. Now that could be like, okay, say your father went and got remarried again, that's your stepmom, whatever case like that. You know, in some cases you have where stepmoms want to hit on their stepson. They don't see it as like, well, that's not my child, so that's what I can have to engage in a relationship with them. That's not the case. Nor can you do that with your mother, even though we have certain things like that going on. So it's what? That's punishable by death. It says, and if a man lie with his daughter-in-law, both of them should surely be put to death. They are brought to confusion. Their blood should be upon them. So here you are, you bring a nice, pretty young woman to meet up with your parents or your father. Your father's looking and he's thinking to himself, man, you know, she's cute, she's young. You know, he starts cutting up with her and smiling with her. In reality, you're supposed to get put, in reality, you're supposed to get put to death because you got cases like that where you find, you know, the father wants to mess around with his daughter-in-law, cutting up with her, you know, flirting with her, and, you know, might want to step over that boundary. So this is going out to all you doggone niggas out there, like, because see, you don't understand. The time is going to come where this is actually going to take place. The Lord is going to put the spirit in man to do that. When a man tells you don't touch his wife, and you go and you do it because you think it's just okay to go do it like that, and you get put to death, then that's the Lord judging your ass, and you deserve it. All right? You fucking deserve it. All right? So a lot of you damn punks are going to find out the hard way. Okay? You're going to find out the hard way of what you're doing. Okay? But see, this is under Esau. Esau promotes this. It says, if a man also allowed with mankind as allowed a woman, both of them have committed an abomination, they should surely put to death, the blood should be upon them. Faggotry, sodomy, sissies. I mean, this is the most rampant one, even more than adultery, because usually you don't have to have some type of attraction between a man and a woman. Now we know women are a little bit more pickier, but this sodomy thing is just off the scale. It's off the scale. And it is pushed from the highest echelon on this earth, from these doggone kite faggots right here, because you see these all fucking faggots right here. Alright? Faggots. All fucking faggots right here. Dick sucking, doggone cock sucking faggots. You get the rabbis that are giving you know, sex STDs to these little babies, because they instead of using the scissors and cut off the foreskin, they turn around using their mouth. So they can get that little suck. And I can't find people actually bringing the kids to these doggone sodomites to do that shit. It's just that's where you doggone men and women, you fail. Especially you men. You fail to protect your damn household. You fail to protect your family. Because you're weak. Okay? You fail to protect your damn children. You fail to protect your sons and daughters from all the freaking horse shit. What kind of great Bible America wants to teach them. You don't want to tell them better. You don't want to go up against the doggone system. But guess what? There's going to come a time when you are going to have to make that choice to go up against the system or be a part of it and be destroyed. Either way you put it, if you're a Hebrew Israelite, which is so-called black, Native American, and Latino, okay? Your ass is grass. Period. The Lord doesn't deal well with doggone cowards, okay? Let's continue on. It says, and if a man take a wife and her mother, and his wickedness issue be burnt with fire, or he and they, but there be no wickedness amongst them. So, some of us might have had that situation where you actually had a mother who had a daughter that was kind of young. They kind of almost like sisters, and they both look attractive. Well, you're not supposed to get with the mom and then get hooked up with the daughter too. You're not supposed to. Okay? Yes, so that's actually going on in this society. Okay, you got. If a man lied with beasts, you should surely put to death, and you should slay the beast. Bestiality, huge, huge. What in the hell would you want to live with a damn dog or a horse for? I think there was a couple cases that went on in California, I think about 15 years ago, where this man died because they have these farms in California where these faggots, you know, would go to get ramrod by horses. I mean, sick. And one, I guess some dude went and he was an Edomite and had sex with a horse. Basically, the horse went up in his anus. Well, you know the size of a horse. But that didn't work out great for him. He ended up dying. All his inside got all ruptured up. He ended up dying. It's like, what in the hell would possess you to have an animal that's about friggin' doggone 800 pounds or 1,500 pounds of all muscle, okay, with a 22-inch penis, fucking they're gonna screw you up the ass. I mean, I don't get it. There's a reason why the female horse is the size of a doggone male horse, or they have 4 feet legs like that. You have, you know, women like for us, okay? Every species was made for each other. Not, you don't do any species love, man. Come on. And it says, continuing on. And then the woman approached under any beast and lie there too. Thou should kill a woman and the beast. They should surely put to death, and that blood should be upon them. Again, bestiality. This is how we should uphold the laws. Of course, we can't uphold it here nowadays. But again, these laws don't apply to these other nations. These laws is given to us, so-called blacks, the Americans, Latinos, the true biblical Hebrew Israelite. Clearly, okay, these kikes or these Jewish people they skip over this part of the scripture because they're the ones that are engaging. When you look at Amalek is actually the one that owns all the media. They own all the porn. They own all of the music, all of the music label, the record labels. They own everything. So whatever you learn in this society or on this earth, okay, it goes back to these children guys. So they're the ones that's pushing this. It says, and if a man shall take his sister, his father's daughter, or his mother's daughter, and see her nakedness, and she see his nakedness, it is a wicked thing, and they should be cut off the son of the people. Get uncovered sister nakedness, you should bear his iniquity. So don't lust after your sister, man. Okay? Don't lust after your half sister. Don't lust after your adopted sister. Don't lust after her. Well, yes, so you have this going on in this society, you know. And it says, and if a man shall lie with a woman having a sickness and shall uncover her nakedness, he had discovered her fountain, and she had uncovered the fountain of her blood, and both of them shall be cut off from among the people. Sex, a lot of women are nasty. A lot of women are nasty. A lot of women will have sex with you with their period. They'll have their tampon in there and they'll have sex with you with their period. And some of them won't even tell you. And it's probably happened to all of us. Where you would have, where a woman would have sex with you with a damn period, man. These women are nasty, man. That is nastiness. And it's happened. Okay? Having sex with the period. Yes, so you see, Esau is pushing this. Okay, let's go into the book of Job again. Esau / Amalek, they own the porn industry. They own the movie industry. They own the record industry. In fact, they own all the magazines, everything that caters and pushes unrighteousness and wickedness and perverseness in your mind on a daily basis. And when we are in the world, guess what? We're all heavily absorbing into some of those things. So if not all of them. And the Lord Yahweh Shai had to heal us from that. Okay? Had to heal us from one of those perversities. When we go into the book of Job, we can see Esau's habits are perpetuated throughout the whole earth. Let's talk about the vile diet, because this is very critical. And the Spirit came on to me to go into this. I'd like to do further individual lessons, okay, in regards to this, because I don't think Jake understands the impact of the diet that Esau is promoting, okay, to the earth, and in particular to the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and Latinos, in particular Jake, okay, in particular the so-called Latinos and blacks are the ones that really are the ones that really kind of get into this. Even though our Native American, so-called Native American brothers are, you know, they eat a lot of abominable things too. You know, this is Book of Job 30, starting with verse 5. Because let's talk about how Esau bring about his dietary, his diet to the world. We gotta first go back and look at who Esau really is. Who are these people? Who really is Esau? And we need to look at why they eat the things that they do. Gator, snake, like rattlesnake. I mean, literally, Esau will eat anything that they kill. They eat skunk, badger, beaver, lion, cat, every damn thing that they can get their hands on, they eat. This is Job 30, 7 verse 5, it reads, they were driven forth among men. They cried out to them because after they eat, which we know describes Esau pretty well as a weak. To dwell in the cliffs of the valley, in caves of the earth and the rocks. Caveman. And this is not 10,000 years ago. Okay? This is not 10,000 years ago. Among the bushes they braid, kind of like, you know what braid is? When you hear a horse, they go, brr, brr. Literally, the Lord had brought Esau down to the point of where this man didn't even know the language. Okay, and the elder apostle Ramah went into this a couple of days ago. Okay, beautiful edification on that video, because it really gave us a in-depth understanding of who these people really are. You know, the ones that everybody's looking at and thinking is superior. These people are anything but superior. People understand why the inferior, the impure people of this earth is better than you. Why better than you? Of course, everybody on this earth is looking down at the so-called black man as the most inferior of all. So I know people are looking at someone like me and go, he's inferior. There you are. You can't even make ends meet. Okay? There you are, can't make ends meet. And you get the nerve to look at me, think that you're superior to me. Go ahead. But when the time comes, all of a sudden I'm the damn brother. All of a sudden, I'm your amigo. Go fuck your damn self. And I'm gonna tell all you damn spicks that out here who are stubborn and hard-headed, who looking down at your darker brown brother. Okay? Go fuck yourself, man. Don't come and fuck at me. I will laugh when these crackers come and fucking fuck y'all up. Okay? I will laugh. But anyways, let me not digress, it says. They were children of fools, they were children of base man, they were violent on the earth. Now, caveman, driven out of society, like their feet, and vile, abominable. So what do you expect for them? What do you expect the dietary plans to be? Now, they own all of the media, they own all of the communication on the earth. So what do you think they're going to communicate to you? Hey, let's go and find out. Let's go into the book of Leviticus 11 and starting with verse 1. And this might take a while, but we're going to try to jump through this as fast as possible. And again, we're talking about dietary laws. Why is this important? We're coming at a time right now where pestilence is going to be, you know, on the rise. Monkeypox, all these other things. And when you look at our tribe as a whole, our women are extremely obese and unhealthy, super morbidly obese, sort of men. You know, men in my age category have bellies all over out here. They're out of shape, okay? And you know, they don't understand the fact that you're not going to be able to get to the hospital. You're not going to be able to get to see medical care. They did a simulation with that in 2020 when they showed the hospitals as being overran. The doctors and the nurses are exhausted. They can no longer see people. They had gurneys of supposedly dead bodies on the outside. Okay, this time it's going to be for real. So they did the most realistic simulation of what is to come, but it's going to be far worse. Okay, when you okay, like something is going wrong and how you react to it, it's very different when you know it's just an act. It's not really happening compared to reality. Okay, compared to reality where it's like, okay, every decision is going to be life or death. This is Leviticus 11, verse 1, it says, "And the Lord Yahweh shall speak unto Moses and to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall not eat among all the beasts that are on the earth. Whatsoever part of the hoof and is cloven footed and the cut among the beasts, they shall eat." Cows. Okay, cows. You have deer meat, cows, those type of stuff you can eat. Okay, but it says, "Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat from them that chew the cud, or of them that divide the hoof, as the camel, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof, he's unclean to you." So the Lord even had the prophets put in here an example. You can't eat camel meat. In the Middle East, that's what they do. They eat camel meat. Okay, you have pig meat. Okay, bunny rabbit, and this is going to go into talking about bunny rabbits and all those things. Okay, we've all eaten pig meat. I've eaten bunny, alligator, all kinds. And before I came to Israel and understood about the dietary law, okay, I was following a lot of the things that Esau was putting out there. Because if you watch, some of these shows, these food channel shows, they always talk about exotic foods, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can't wait to go eat. I was looking forward to go eat like rattlesnake and all kinds of crap. Okay, before I came in, the truth realized you can't eat those things. They have a horrible effect on the so-called black man, Native Americans and Latinos, especially the so-called black man. It says, "And the coney, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof, he's unclean to you. And the hare, because he chewed the cud, but divided not the hoof, he's unclean to you." Bunny rabbit, you can't eat that stuff. "And the swine, though he divided the hoof and chewed the cloven footed, yet he chewed not the cud, he's unclean to you." Pig meat is the most pushed out, advertised meat in Great Babylon, America. Pig meat. Everything has bacon. Everything has doggone pig fat in it. Lipstick, your deodorant, everything. Even ice cream has pig fat in it. Okay? And Esau is doing that because he figured that he can argue his case with the Lord Yahweh Shai that our people are not following the dietary laws. But when you sneaking it in there, see, Esau, you think you're slick, but the Lord sees what you do. Now, if our people are directly going to go eat pig meat or bacon or anything that has pig in it that you understand it has pig juice or pig fat into it or pig meat into it, and you blatantly eating it, then you are breaking the law. But for the most part, this man comes up with all kind of Latin type of thing to describe his ingredients, in which pretty much everything that we're eating on this earth is defiled. You go right now, you brothers and sisters, and get your blood checked right now, you probably have a whole lot of issues going on that you are not aware of. Okay? I know for a fact. It's with me. I got blood work done about 3 weeks ago, and I got the results back. And there is some issues. Okay? So our health is naturally, we are being killed through our stomachs here in Great Babylon, America, but we don't have no R&D or own any of the factories that produce anything. The righteous don't own anything here. The only thing we can do is give you the warning and the scriptures in this word that tells you what you need to avoid. And it says, "Of their flesh is not eaten, the carcass you shall not touch. They are unclean to you. These shall you eat of all in the waters, whatsoever is had fins and scales in the waters, in the seas and in the rivers you shall eat." So only no shellfish, only those that have scales that can flake off. So there's different kinds of scales. Okay, scales, not shellfish. So what Esau has done, okay, is set up people to think that lobster and all this other high-end food, or what they call high-end food, that food that they consider to be humated, okay, is the best food to go for. That's why you see them always like showing these commercials with lobster and seafood and all of that stuff, and it's all like abominable stuff that's supposed to clean the ocean, like clams and all that stuff, nasty food. But Esau has made it a delicacy, and it says, of their flesh ye shall not eat, and the carcasses ye shall not touch, they are unclean to you. These ye shall eat of them in the waters, whatsoever had fins and scales in the waters and the seas and the rivers, them ye shall eat. And all that have not fin and scales in the seas and the rivers, all that move on the waters, and on any living thing which is in the water, they shall be an abomination. So catfish. Oh, I used to love catfish, okay? Catfish, swordfish, okay? I used to love those, man. Flounder, I used to love those type of fishes. All right, love them. Love swordfish. I used to love swordfish. I used to eat them a lot. I used to love clams. Okay, I remember for years prior to coming into this truth, I was looking to go back up to the lake where I used to live, to go specifically to go eat a big plate of clams and the seafood up there. Because they're known for their seafood, their clams and stuff, especially up in the King Port area. Okay, but other than that, there's no real food up there to eat. They're not big on steak and stuff like that, like out here in the west part. And it says, they shall be even an abomination unto you. You shall not eat of their flesh, but you shall have their carcasses an abomination. Whatsoever had no fins, nor scales in the water, that shall be an abomination to you. So cancel out, again, shellfish. Cancel it all out. Abalone, crawfish, crayfish, whatever. And these are they which ye shall have an abomination among the fowls. They shall not be eaten. They're an abomination. The eagle, the offspring, and the offspring. So you can't eat these exotic birds like eagles and flamingos and vulture, which is going to talk about vultures next. It says, and the vulture and the kite after its kind, even raven after its kind, and the owl and the nighthawk and the cuckoo and the hawk after his kind, and the little owl and the cormorant and the great owl and the swan and the pelican and the great eagle and the stork, the heron after her kind, and the lapwing and the bat. All fowls that creep, going on all fours, shall be an abomination to you. So basically, things that you can't eat is things that are actually meant to clean the ocean with. That's a shellfish, crawfish, lobster. They clean. Those are cockroaches, man. Sea cockroaches. They eat. All the impurities. When those plane crashes in the ocean, and those bodies, they don't find all the bodies. What do you think eat the bodies? Those things, crabs and lobsters. Okay, I know that for a fact because the way we used to catch crawfish in the Bahamas was we used to take that, if a dog died, we used to take that dead dog and put it inside a cage. And when you go there the next day, I put it in the water, on the bank, on the sandbank. When you go there the next day, man, it's just surrounded by doggone sea crab and doggone crawfish. All right, and it didn't dawn on me back then that this is what they eat, that they were attracted to carry on or basically decayed carcasses. It didn't occur to me about that, back then. But now it makes sense. Okay, this is the reason why you can't eat lobster dead. You have to eat lobster alive. Same thing with shrimp. Okay, and I've been food poisoned by shrimp and lobster. Okay, and mussels twice by mussels, and the second one was worse than the others. And I heard if you actually get poisoned by mussels 3 times, the third time usually it's fatal. The toxin is fatal. Okay? So this is what Esau puts out there. And for the most part, people think the abominable food, especially of this, Jake assumed, especially Eve, I'm talking about Eve, assumed that having the ability to go spend the money to go eat those things in a restaurant is it signifies that you're made it, or that you're above the rest, or you're above regular people. Because of the price. He's also put the price associated with this abomination too. It's harder to catch lobster and dig for clams and all that stuff, because why? They are meant to clean up the oceans. So yeah, they're dug down deep to do their job. The same thing with these doggone vultures and eagles and land animals that cleans up. They're meant to clean up the land. So you don't eat them. Okay? They're called exotic meats. You don't eat them. So Jake, we just went through the dietary law, but let's talk about this worldwide horror that the Lord is going to bring on the world, because a lot of you are thinking to yourself, you know what? Who cares? This is, Jake has this habit of thinking that you can cry to the white man is going to solve the problem, so you can work with a lot of people. You can work with these other tribes, you can work together, and you can overcome. And that's not going to be the case. The Lord is going to put the Spirit in everybody to be me, myself, and I. The only brotherly love or the sisterly love that's going to be happening is going to be with the hopeful death, with the death of Yasharala. It is not going to be the case with the rest of these doggone tribes, okay? We go into the book of Matthew. Let's talk about this worldwide horror that the Lord is going to bring, okay, on everybody. So this is the book of Matthew 24, and Psalm 21. Let's talk about this, because this is going to be a worldwide thing. Okay? Tribe against tribe, nations against nations, kingdom against kingdom, people against people, man against women, women against men, men against men, children against children, children against their parents. Okay? You got the animals, you can get them, let's say. Okay? This is the book of Matthew 24, Psalm 21. It reads, "For then shall there be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, nor ever shall there be." And let's see if I can go up above that. Because actually it says, now we know it gave a warning about not fleeing on the Sabbath, not fleeing in the winter months. This was time of past. But, like what the prophet said, what happened in the past will happen again. And there's no new thing under the sun. And I'm just roughly paraphrasing that. But you have the Mashiach telling you that there's going to be a tribulation that the world has never seen before. So this is a global fear that's coming. This is not going to be just only Israel. This is not only going to be just in America. This is going to be global. All these G7, G8 countries are going to experience hell. Okay? But again, with Jacob's trouble, okay, it is going to replicate itself amongst these other tribes, amongst these other nations. They are going to experience this hell. Okay, it says, "But then shall there be great tribulation, such as not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened, there shall no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened." Okay? Those days shall be shortened for the elect's sake. So there is an elect on this earth. There is an elect on this earth. There are people walking on this earth that is going to be saved. There's people walking on this earth that the Lord has found favor in. Lord willing, I'm one of them. Lord willing, your brothers and sisters are also. There are people on this earth that the Lord found favor in. So somebody's going to be saved. Somebody's going to be destroyed. That's just the way it has to be. Okay? But what we're talking about here is the tribulation on this earth. So horrific. Okay? That is described as never been seen before since the earth was created. Greater than World War I, greater than World War II. Okay? Starvation, famine, crime on a scale you can't even begin to comprehend until there's no law. There's going to be lawlessness. Every man for himself. Majority of you people have never thrown a fist at somebody in your life. You've never been in an altercation. Most of you can't even get out of your car and walk your lazy, worthless, soft ass across that little area right there, which is very dry. Most of you really believe that when you call AAA, when your car is stuck out in the middle of nowhere, when an EMP goes off, that somehow somebody's going to come and save your ass. And you could be stuck 100, 150 miles or away from home in the middle of these deserted roads. You know, like when you're driving on the highway, you have these in between, you know, that's 20, 30 miles of nothingness, man. No water, nothing. No gas station, nothing. A lot of cars are going to break down in those areas, and guess what? You're going to be there for a day, 2 days, and realize, wait a minute, nobody's coming. Tension's getting high. How many of you have ever walked 20 miles or 15 miles with a backpack? You haven't. Your knees are going to swell up, you're dehydrated, and so there's going to be bodies, dead bodies all over the doggone place. In fact, I'm going to think about a lesson and do that so that people can kind of get an idea of what you're going to be dealing with, okay, when that time comes, okay? So, it says right here, for there shall arise false Christ, or Hamashiach, and false prophets, and shall show great things, signs, and wonders, insomuch that if it is possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So, that's going to be that time when they're trying to deceive the elect. Of course, that's not going to happen. That's not going to be the case. Because why? The elect is already deceived the truth. So Esau is not going to be the bamboozle the elect and believe in anything that he brings out there. Because why? The elect will not be putting their faith into man. We can see all of Esau's trick and all of Esau's sorceries, okay, as if you're looking at, okay, the pebbles that's on the ground right here. It's that clear and that obvious. So Esau, you're like a child. Okay? The so-called white man, you're like a double child. Okay? And it is our job and our duty as watchmen of Yasharala to expose you for what you really are. You're vile, you're abominable, you're wicked. Okay? And you are going to go into perdition, slavery, okay? Death. That's what's going to come to you. Okay? To the so-called white man when the Mashiach returns. So Lord willing, the elect is edified and closer by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rikash. Shalom.